Okay, so I'm gonna let you listen to the dream that I received um, early this morning before waking. And then the Bible verse that came with it, and then a word from the Lord at the end. Please listen to all of it, like and share so that it can get out to others. And the word that the Lord's trying to say to those.
Okay, so I believe I was like in high school age or something. I don't know. Or early college, but I think it felt early college. More like. Yeah. And it was like chorus, like theater arts. And it was like the final exam thing of the whole year, and you put on this big, massive play or production, okay? And I had known, like I had the knowing that I had missed days. I was absent for some reason. And even though I was a good student and made good grades, that if I did not get this or finish this play, I could fail for the whole year. So it was a huge building, and I remember running like backstages and in different rooms and seeing different things. And I was constantly with my old childhood friend, Mandy. So Amanda. And we were running around and we were trying to get everything ready to do what we needed to do for that night's production. And the teacher was, everybody was doing like dress rehearsals or rehearsals and dress rehearsals and everything while everybody was running around and doing things. And it was really, really big building, a really, really big building. And at one point, I remember putting some stuff that I didn't want people to mess with in a little cubby.
Okay, I'm sorry, I accidentally separated these. Okay.
So there was this cubby, and I had stuff in that I was trying to make sure people wouldn't mess with. And right beside the cubby, there was this little open, like, um, tote that didn't have like a lid or something. And I had some stuff in there. And I remember two guys from maybe like, that decorate the stage and do stuff like that. They needed some lights and they wanted to look in the tote. And so instead of letting them look in the tote, I started moving things over because they were like, we need like LED, like strip lights that we need. LED, is there any? And so I moved to the bottom and there was different types of lights at the bottom. And I pulled out like a strand of rope lights or something. And I was like, here. And then I was trying to find the connection for it. I don't remember what I had in the tote that I didn't want them to see, but I didn't really want people messing with the items. Um, and then I remember walking through this one area in the building, and I had on a white puffer jacket, like a winter puffer jacket, a short to the waist, white jacket. And Amanda was walking beside me, and she had on some other kind of jacket. It was like black with something in it, but it had a hood with some fur or something like that. But it was thinner, and for some reason she was colder. And so I was asking her if she wanted my jacket. Like, do you want to use my jacket that I have on? Um, but she didn't take it or something. She said she was fine if she didn't take it, even though we were still in the building. But it was like that room that we were in, we were walking outside a little bit, and for some reason it was like cold. It was just colder or something, I guess. Or we just had on the jackets. And then we walked to like the huge auditorium area. And this auditorium was like massive, like I've never seen, just massive. And we were sitting in, I followed her. I was kind of following her everywhere. It was still a little dark in there because they were doing dress rehearsals on stage. And there was some people scattered in the seats, like already that were going to be in the play as well, that were in that class or whatever in that production. And I followed her into these seats, and I just remember I kind of sat. I was like, man, and I was kind of telling her like, you don't understand. Like I don't have, because I was absent. I don't have my part, and we're supposed to be doing a part together, me and Amanda. I don't have my part. I don't have what I'm be singing. I don't have my costume. I don't have anything. Like, and then we're about to like start. I don't have anything. What am I gonna do? And then I remember I had my purse with me, and my purse like dumped out. Like someone had gotten into my purse, or I dumped out or something. And I was trying to pick up everything together and put it back into my purse. And I was like grabbing coins and things like that. And I was like, who got into my purse? Like there's something missing, like whatever. And I was shoving stuff in my purse. And I was like, I really need to go figure it out. I need to go talk to the teacher and figure out like, what the words, what do I have to say? What's my lines? What's my song? Like, what do I need to do? Because everything's about to start and I don't know what to do. Um, and Amanda was going, well, it was on it was on a thing that was sent out. And I was like, I'm telling you, I didn't get it. I didn't get anything. I didn't receive anything. Nothing came through. I didn't get anything. So I need to go figure it out. And so I remember heading off to go talk to the teacher and get whatever. And I remember that at that point I was walking like on a balcony area that kind of went around there was a couple of balconies that went around the auditorium. Like you looked over at the balcony and saw the seats of the auditorium, and then you saw the stage and everything. And I remember there was a woman kind of sitting or standing kind of by the curtains of the balcony, or railing, and watching the rehearsal of this one part of the play that was going to be going on. And I went beside her and kind of moved the curtain, which was like a purple curtain or something. I don't know. I kind of moved the curtain so I could watch the stage. And the balcony didn't have seats. It was kind of like a walking balcony, like you walked around. It was really nice. This building was so nice. I've never seen anything like it before. And I was watching, and this other person that was kind of with me or following me a little bit came over to my right to watch as well. And the people on stage, there was like, I don't know, 5 people, 4 people that were the main actors or something up front in a line. And then there was like a horseshoe of people around them. And they were singing a song, and I don't remember the song. It was in a different language or something, I think, or some different language, or the accent. It was different. It reminded me of like French for some reason, like a French song or something. And the costumes they were wearing, it was as if they had been like back in the Black Plague days, or like the French Revolution or Revolt or something. And they were singing, and then they did these motions, and I don't know how to tell you, but when they got done singing, they kind of went and they like their body shook, and then they collapsed on the ground like poof, like to their face or whatever. And I was like, oh, I could be in that part. I can do that. Like, okay, I need to find out how, I need a costume, I need the words, I need to figure something out about that. But I realized as I was looking around from this balcony at the auditorium and at the roof of it, like the ceiling, it was domed. It was like huge. It was huge, and all the decorations, like that building, it just was like beyond any production and anything. It all seemed real. At some point when they were singing, this big like blimp type, not aircraft, but like this big blimp came across the sky and went like this arc blimp or something went across the dome of the ceiling, and it literally looked like it was in the sky and moving and went out, and um um like it was daytime. It looked like buildings, and but then you could tell it was a stage, like, you could tell it was a stage, but everything around it just looked, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so real and vivid. It just looked like a production like I've never seen in my life. Um, and so I started walking away from the balcony to go find a teacher to get like that part or understand it and learn it. And I ran into Amanda and I was like, okay, we can do this part. I just need this. I need that, you know? And so, I started following her. We started going. And then all of a sudden, it was really weird. Trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. Um, we were outside, me, Amanda, and like two other people, and we were a little younger running around. So we were probably like eighth grade, right? Like when we were in eighth grade, I'm thinking back. And we were outside and we were running, and it was daytime. And I still knew this play was going on, like we had to be back or something. And I don't know what we were running and doing, but it was like on these really nice, like yellowy cream brick streets, and or I don't know. And then it had steps, and then there was like these little open, um, like these little stores, but they were more open than the U.S. Kind of like you went in like these little convenience stores, and they were more open, like to the outside or whatever. So it kind of reminds me of like Sicily, but very like really cleaned up. Like I don't know, it was just really maintained or something, I guess. And then or in France or something, somewhere in France, and they ran into, okay, so Amanda and these two, and I was following, ran into this like convenience store, like where you could buy little things, okay, and the guy that owned it, the man that owned it, they had grabbed or Mandy had grabbed a canister of mixed peanuts.
Like mixed nuts.
And she started eating them, and I put some in my mouth, and then I knew it was like wrong because I thought she was going to pay for it or something like that. And then all of a sudden, the two other kids that were with us ran off, and then Amanda was going to run off, and I blocked her, and I was like, stay still, because the owner started coming, right? And I was like, stay, like, don't run. You're going to pay for this. Like, we're going to pay for it, or we're going to figure it out. And so the owner was like, came and he was like, are you trying to take this from me? Were you trying to steal it? And we just stood there and we just looked at him. And then he was like, go on, go. And he just let us go. He kept the mixed nuts, but he let her go. He let us go. And so he ran. Like I said, we felt like we were in eighth grade or something. Looked like we were around that age or something. And we ran out, and then I was following. We were running up steps, and then all of a sudden we were running, and we jumped across this water stream that was going through both sides of it was divided, like both sides of this bank or city, and it had like seriously like yellowy goldy bricks or something like everywhere, and then it had like a really, I don't know. So we jumped across the water stream, and then for some reason I had to go back, and I realized I was getting tired. And so at one point I was jumping across the stream, and I went into the water a little bit and fell on this pipe, just this little pipe. It wasn't like scary water. It wasn't this huge stream. It wasn't, I don't know. And I almost made it across, and I pushed up with my hands to get on the other side. And then I started walking beside it, and I realized it not reminded me, because I'm going to have to look at pictures, but for some reason, like the River Thames or something comes to mind, or, but it was really pretty looking. Like it was like brand new. Like, I don't know. I'm going to have to look this up. And so I'm walking, and these two men are coming toward me. I don't remember that much about the two men. I missed a part. When we were getting ready for the play, like I was trying to go around, I was like, I need my costume, I need this and that. We walked out of the building, and we were going to greet someone that was coming in like this black, like, uh, SUV with tinted windows. And she was like, Amanda was like, it's Bradley's dad. And I only know one Bradley, but it wasn't his dad, but it was like a dad he didn't have or know or something. And he looked totally different. And he got out. Maybe I can find a picture of that man or something. And he got out, and he walked like past me. We were talking, and he was like excited because he was like gonna come watch the play. And it was like interactive, so he like dressed the part, and he brought something like a prop or something. And then there was this woman following him or something. And so we walked back into the auditorium because he was going to go to his seat. Okay, and so these two men passed by me when I was walking by that river. And then you could see, like off to my left, I knew I had to rush back to this play. I had to get back to this play. And everyone was already there, it was about to start, and I still didn't have everything done. And off to my left, you could see it was like gardens, and it was green, and you could see like these towers, like this tower was up, and it was this building tower, and then there was other little buildings, and I don't know, it just seemed like money, like really clean and pretty and parky looking and whatnot. I don't know. And I was trying to rush to get back to this tower. It was really high, like square all the way up, just like a tower building. Okay. And at the top, it had a rooftop opening that had like a covering on top. And that's where I knew I was trying to get up to. And that rooftop opening, you tell there was people there, and they were getting ready for this play or whatever. And it had vines, like green vines, like swooping down where you could see like where the opening was. And it was like wisteria, or so it had purple, like it was like wisteria, or like big I don't know, like not lavender, but like not lavender at all. Like the hanging like purple things. I think like wisteria. So it was decorated with like green vines and wisteria, and you could see that on the rooftop or whatever.
Or like lilac or wisteria. I don't know.
So I was trying to rush back to that building, and there was a narrow path that I had to go through and walk through. But for some reason, I laid on my ground. I was like shuffling, like moving, like on my back down this path. And I looked to my left, there was a wall. There was walls kind of on both sides, but to the left had the main wall, and it was like mirrors or something. And I was shuffling like I was avoiding something. Okay, like detection, or I was avoiding something. And I remember looking in the mirror, and all of a sudden I was taller than I am now. Um, I was more light skinned. I had light brown hair, but it was I had bangs with like longer hair or kind of length, I guess I have now, but bangs. And then I was older, like I was like skinny, like uh, like a hunger skinny or been through a lot skinny, right? Not horribly, but you could tell. Like I had some, I'd been through some stuff, and um, I had gray in my hair, so like my bangs had more gray on them, and I was looking, and my hair was pulled back in a back ponytail, like a low back ponytail, and I had this like fake hair in my hand or something like that. That was like a small bun, and I was like, well, I could put that at the bottom of my hair in the back, and I could have like a bun in my hair, and I could wrap my hair around it and hold it, and then I could be like, for the play. I'm still thinking for the play, And I was like, I could be like a noble woman, like a noble woman, um, um, like a princess or a queen, like a queen, like a princess. Um, but there again, it didn't really matter what I was wearing or whatever at that point because, like I said, that part in the play seemed like a revolt or revolution, like the French Revolution or something. So it didn't matter that I looked like tattered and torn or like older and rough or something at that point, you know. So then all of a sudden from there and thinking that I end up in this tower, this building, and I'm at one of the top, like a penthouse, like um, apartment, and I'm walking in and I'm listening, and there's these two women and someone else. Um, oh, I don't know, some younger kid or something, and they're telling me kind of how everything works and getting me like back into like, okay, this is where you're going to be, and this is how the elevator worked if you needed it, and this and that. And I remember walking kind of in the apartment and looking out the windows of the building, like it had panoramic views or whatever, and it was kind of nighttime, and I'm still this skinny like woman, with the gray hair and the bangs and the long, whatever. It was weird. And um, they were like, okay, we're just gonna let you get settled, and then whatnot. And as they were walking out behind me, I'm still looking out the window, just kind of like in awe or in shock, kind of like not shock, just I didn't understand this place. Like I just really didn't understand it. And as these women and this other person or kid or something was walking out, they were talking amongst themselves and behind my back because I was like facing away from them, looking out the windows. And I knew that for some reason they're there to help me. like for some reason I was they were like my servants or something. I don't know. Okay, like not in a bad way. They were just like um uh I was like a princess or a queen or something. I was like a princess, okay? And they were walking away and they were like, yeah, um, as they were talking amongst each other, they were like, she just doesn't know it yet. Like she doesn't understand it yet. She doesn't understand who she is or something. And they walked out and closed the door. And I immediately wanted to go into the elevator and like go down, like get out or go down or something, like leave for some reason. I just wanted to leave, I think. And so I walked out in the hallway and it was a little darker and I went to where elevators would be because I was like, I didn't understand how to work anything. I I didn't understand the time period. I just didn't understand how to work anything. And on the wall, um, there was three options. Okay, and they all had doors you could open up, and they all looked very different. And one of them was an elevator all the way to the left, but it was a different type of elevator. Okay, and I was trying to find the elevator. So the first thing I went to the middle option, and they were all like lined up real close together. So I went to the middle option, and I opened up this door. It was like blue, and I opened up this door, and I was about to get in it. I was like, I don't understand this. This isn't like what I don't know. Is this an elevator? And I was looking at it, and it was like molded, like you stood, and it was like molded to you, shaped to you. And then I looked above it before I got in because something like my stomach was just like, don't get in there, right? And then I looked above it, and it had uh, what it is and what kind of like if you go drop mail in uh, a post office mailbox thing and it tells you the times they're going to be picking up and who it is and who owns it and things like that, right? So it had that type of sticker or something on top, and it was a cryo like freeze pod. It was a cryo freeze pod, and it said that it kind of like kind of like if you go to the bank and they send you that thing, you put your money in and you put it back and it goes through the air tube or something. So it was a cryo freeze pod, and it would go through a tube like an air tube, and it would go directly to jail. And that's what they were doing, prisoners, like people that they wanted to put away, that they would cryo freeze them in these pods, and just that's where they would go, and they'd be prison at the jail or prison. Okay. Okay, and so I was like, oh, and I closed it, and I opened the one to the right of it, and I was like, what is this? And you kind of sat in it. Once again, it was still for one person. It was molded to them a little bit, and you sat in it this time a little bit and closed it. And when I opened it, it had like some white smoke that came out or something. And I don't remember where this one was going. It was kind of the same thing, but not gel or something. And it was like a gas chamber that put you to sleep or something. It was weird. It was like a little chamber to itself or whatever. And it did the same thing. It dropped and went down a tube and went to where it needed to go. Right. And then I went all the way to the left. Then I was like, forget it. Like, where is this elevator? Like, where is this elevator? And I opened the last one to the left, and it was like this door, and it had buttons. And I was like, okay, this has got to be it, but I don't know how to work it. Like, I just don't know how. And it was still a small, like, it could only fit like one or two people in. And it would go down because we were on top, like the penthouse or whatever. And I was in the hallway of it, and I just didn't know how to work it. I was scared. I didn't know how to get into it or work it. Um, and then all of a sudden, um, this worker came up or came into the hallway, and I was standing by this other woman that was a worker or whatever. And the one woman that came up, um, she was asking something about the elevator too, or something, but like the freeze pod as well, like the cryo freeze pod, the gel pod. And she was asking this other worker about a question about it. And I could tell that she wanted to send something there or get someone out. Like maybe it was like her son or relative or something. And she didn't want them to know what she was doing. And she was asking like a roundabout question about it. And it was really weird. I had, she was like, well, no, I just put a hot tub in, and I think it's set on, like, the hot tub is set on graves or something. I don't know. She said something like that. The hot tub was set on, where people were buried or something like that. And so she was just trying to say that she had to fix something that they did wrong at her house or where she lived. But she was actually wanting to send something to someone in that jail space and get them out or something, but she didn't want them to know. And I was just watching and listening to the interaction. And then, because I didn't want the people to know that I didn't understand how to work the elevator. Like, I just, it was a totally different time period than what I was from or something. It was just really weird. Like I had been gone for a long time or something. And then I woke up. What was really weird about it is that at the end, it felt like, one, it was like France, like, you know, French or whatever, but it felt like I was like Anastasia, which is Russian, right? Like I was Princess Anastasia that had been gone and then all of a sudden walked back into a modern world that I had no clue, but even more modern than what we are right now on some things. Um, it was weird, and that's why, like when the women that were helping me out in that apartment, that penthouse thing, were like, she doesn't understand like who she is, or she doesn't know yet, or whatever. It's like they knew that I was like Anastasia or something. It was weird. Okay.
Okay. The verse I believe that I was gotten with this dream, or to go with it, um, is Joshua chapter 19, verse 12. And I didn't understand it at first. I was like, what? How does that go with the dream? Like, I don't understand how to explain this, but I'm going to read it. Joshua 19, verse 12. And turned from Sarid eastward toward the sun rising unto the border of Chisloth Tabor. Chisloth Tabor. And then goeth out to Dabarath and goeth up to Japhiah. So it's giving regions and borders and things like that. I'm going to read that again. Okay. Um, it's talking about, so I'm going to go up to verse 10. It says, "And the third lot came up from the children of Zebulun, according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid." And then you have verse 11. But I was Joshua 19:12, okay? "And turned from Sarid eastward toward the sun rising unto the border of Chisloth Tabor, and then goeth out to Dabarath, and goeth up to Japhiah." So I didn't know where any of that is or what that is. So I looked up Chithloth Tabor, and that's what the picture is right now. Okay. Um, and then I also looked up, like, I believe I said in the dream, the River Thames. Um, and the River Thames actually runs through the UK, right? But it reminded me of the River Thames as well. So I don't know if something's deal with the River Thames, which I think. Okay. And then I had to look up, I was like, but it felt like French, like Paris and things like that. So you're going to be looking at that I looked up as well, that map that you're looking at, and the one that goes through Paris, and then what it says about it and what it supplies. I have those highlighted that you're looking at. Um, and I'm looking through it, and I'm like, why was there so much emphasis on the water? Like I was jumping over that creek, so, or not the creek, I was jumping over that river. Uh, And it reminds me of Wormwood because it says it's connected to the sea and thin seas, and then the waters, and that river in Paris says that it's mostly used for like their water consumption and things like that. So it just reminded me of Wormwood or things. I, that's what it reminded me of. And then the map that you're seeing about, like I said, it was highlighted Chisloth Tabor. Um, you see that it's around like Moscow, and um, I'm going by memory because I'm not looking at it right now, but it's bordered by everything that you see. Um, and I just lost the word. Um, Damascus and things like that. Okay. Okay, it's 2:27 p.m. July 20th, 2024, Saturday. And this is a word that I got from the Lord, and you have to excuse me because I'm um a waterfall. My glasses are, I'm just, okay. Okay. Okay, starting. I'm sorry. I apologize. You might be hearing my puppy in the background. Have I not said from age to age and from time to time? Is it not so? Humble, repent, come. Okay, again. And then there's more. I'm going to reread that. Have I not said from age to age and from time to time? Is it not so? Humble, repent, come. Hear what I say to you today. It shall quake, it shall melt, it shall all fall away. Still, yet I stand. Stand in me, know me, know my ways, my truth, not your own. Come, coming now. Foretold from old, never to change. Do you not read? Do you not listen? Oh, closed off ears and hearts. Waters destroyed. Mountains crumble at the sound of my name. I am and will be and forever shall be. Repent, turn, come. Days are short, days are coming, days have come. Can you not see? Hear me calling in the winds that will topple your fortresses. All is revealing, all will be revealed soon. Things hidden from long ago. Shock, dismay, but not for those that are in me. Be found in me. Waters overflowing banks, topple, turning. Be steadfast in me. You will not sink. Did I not grab Simon Peter's hand? Keep your eyes on me. My mighty right hand holds you, provides, lifts, and strengthens. Selah. Amen.